I'm about to burp. Hey guys, the magnificent Nico here. Now this is going to be a different style of video, just kind of a raw vlog. Not much production work, as you can probably tell. And I'm just going to give you a status update and then review something I've seen recently, specifically Jurassic World, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. Now, where have I been? I mean, it's been a few months since I've had a video out, as you can probably tell if you've been following. I just wanted to let you know that, unfortunately, I do have a job. I am a full-time graphic designer, and that really cuts into my spare time, so I can't really work on fun things like PixlRiot and any other projects that I have kind of in the works. So unfortunately, I can't put out good content as often as I'd like. But I really appreciate you guys sticking around and, you know, stay right where you are. There are a few episodes in the works right now that I cannot wait to show you guys. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and look forward to those. Now we're about to go into like heavy spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen it or you just don't want to hear it, you might want to stop watching at this point. Alright, here we go. Now let's just jump right into Jurassic World. Or should I say, Jurassic... Oh hey, remember that cool thing you liked in the other movie? Remember the T-Rex? You guys love the T-Rex. Oh my gosh, we're still cool. Come on, come back, please. So you can probably tell, I was noticing certain repeating sort of things happening in there. Mainly being that 95% of this movie was just referencing the first one. And, you know, it was really fun at first to, like, pick out, oh, like that, oh my god, those are the goggles. Those are the night vision goggles from that one scene. And, oh, do you remember how the T-Rexes were following the flares? And, like, oh, it was... I had, like, a lot of really geek out moments. And then, like, as I was watching it, and they just keep hitting you with them. They're like, oh, remember when the T-Rex did that really cool roar and the like banner fell down? Or do you remember how there was like the spitter thing? You remember that guy? Remember the spitter? When it just became like those over and over and over again, I kind of started to just, it felt like they were just begging you to like this movie, and I found myself wondering, like, you guys, okay, those are great, but you are going to bring, like, new material to the plate, right? Like, I want to see something new. So, basically, the premise of this movie was that the park's been open for a while. Like, it's been open for a few years. To the point where, like, people have gotten bored with these gigantic, monstrous beasts, and so they gotta, like, make a new one? I don't know, I just have a hard time believing that they have resurrected these giant beasts and the world would get bored of it. You know, maybe this is becoming like a meta narrative about human beings, how we'll just never be content. This really was the sequel that I wanted back with Jurassic Park 2. Like, I wanted to see this park open. Like, first one was them kind of just about to start this park. That's a great way to go with it. I wanted to see this thing open. Like, oh, like, I gotta tell you, I had a really intense, like, nerd boner when that, I mean, I knew it was coming because it was in the trailers, but when that big, Nessie, like, Leviathan thing, like, swims up and chomps the shark, like, I loved that, like, SeaWorld style, and they all get splashed. I thought that was hilarious. But then they just started to, like, kind of retread all this old territory, which, you know, alright, okay, we all did want to, going into this, we knew we were going to get this nostalgia kind of trip, and that's what we got. Like, when I heard the theme as they were opening the doors, I was like, oh, we're back, I missed you so much. But I always try to look for a theme when I'm watching movies. Like, what is the cohesive glue that's running through the plot? And, you know, watching this one, the theme seemed to be like, we will never learn our lesson. Like, we are never going to learn from the past, and we are going to retread and make all the same mistakes. Because there was an issue with certain aspects of this plot. Like, they were trying to tell us that it's been around long enough that they have all of these creatures, like they've grown new monsters. But then they're trying to tell us that this park is so new that they're not taking into consideration all of the issues that happened with the first park. Like, oh, I don't know, the fence issue, like them getting out. Like they had no protocol for what happens if these gigantic man-eating monsters escape. When I was watching the trailers for this, the first time I saw Chris Pratt like riding on a motorcycle with the Velociraptors, I thought it was kind of dumb. Like I was like, they're beagles now? Like, okay. But then when I saw it again a few more times in the trailer, I actually kind of started to nerd out a little bit. I was like, they are smart. Like it does kind of make sense that we would utilize them. So that was a cool detail in the progression from the first movie. I really enjoyed that part. Though I gotta admit that like the villain of this movie was just another giant monster. Like, come on. Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, and now Jurassic World, they all had like the same bad guy. So much so that they didn't even bother worrying about like revealing what this monster was in the trailers. Like we saw the whole thing. There was no like surprise. Like that's what I liked about the first movie, because their marketing like had a lot of like the shots of the actors like like being really surprised by these giant monsters showing up, but they never like showed the monster. Like maybe it was just like an eye or something. They kept it very secretive, and so when people like actually were in the theater and they saw it, it was just this amazing reveal. They didn't bother with that part in this movie. They just showed the whole freaking thing. They showed like all of the climactic scenes. I don't know, I felt like I saw the whole movie in just the trailers, and I think that's a problem with trailers nowadays. Oh, one thing I noticed was the kind of clever product placement in this movie. Like, I totally understand that movies have to be paid for somehow. But I did appreciate that they like took care of it all right at the beginning. Like it was product placement, like right one after the next, like, but it was all contained within like the first like 10 minutes of it. Which I appreciate, because product placement in movies will pull me like right out of it. Like it really affects my immersion into the scenario if I like see brands that I recognize. I'm like, oh okay. It just yanks me right out. Though I guess they were kind of tongue-in-cheek about some of it. Like this guy's sitting there like, all these companies, you're gonna come in and let them pay for everything. They might as well just start naming the dinosaurs. And he goes, Pepsisaurus Rex or something like that. I was like, okay, like that's kind of funny. Kind of makes me not want Pepsi. The reveal of this gigantic monster is the fact that it is half T-Rex and half Velociraptor, and they call it the Ignious Rex, or like Androgynous Rex, or something along those lines. I did like how they kind of played with the nature of the creature. Like, I mean, it was part Velociraptor, and it was kind of cool the reveal that it was part Velociraptor, because like they're out hunting and then all the Velociraptors kind of stop and the thing shows up and it's like barking at them in that like same kind of barking that they were doing in the second one, I think. And so then they're all just like, oh hell, it's talking to them, and then they all turn and like kind of attack. I thought that was clever. Like that was a cool kind of reveal. Honestly, I did want to see more of the actual like zoo attractions, because the young kid very much acted as like our conduit into the park, because he's sitting there running around like, oh, wow, and like that's what I was doing in my seat. I was like, wow, and that's kind of what I wanted to see more of these attractions. But it was really clever that they included that kid, because everyone else in this park seems to really not care much about these gigantic creatures, especially the older brother. Like, and so they're in this like ball that's traveling through the park, and first of all, they just let them go. They just let these patrons go wherever they want. Like they're rolling this ball like into this restricted area, and there's no security or anything to like keep them in the right path. I was like, how long has this park been around? Have they never had someone go somewhere where they shouldn't go? And then there's like this little TV screen where some celebrity is in it and he's trying to do his little bit, and I don't like the guy very much, so I can't remember his name, but he says like, the ball you're in can withstand like the power from a high caliber bullet, and like shoots it and shows them that it's like it's fine, they'll be unharmed. And then like the Ignatius Rex or whatever it's called finally gets them, and it's like trying to figure out how to get in the ball, and then it just bites it, and all the things starts to crumble and stuff. And I was like, are they trying to tell me that he can put more pressure on that ball than like a high velocity caliber round firing at it? Like, some engineer out there did not do their job very well. There was one really funny moment though, when if you've ever seen The Life of Pi, the actor who plays Pising Patel, as when he was older, that actor's back. He's in this, and his like reveal to the audience, he like turns and he's like, the animals do have souls, and like he's looking at this one girl and she's like, how can you tell? And he looks like right at the camera, he's like, it's in the eyes. And it's just like, all right, we get it. You were in that movie. Pi Patel really should have just like even given a wink and like, go watch my movie. Would I recommend it though? Yeah, like visually it looked great. Like there were a lot of honestly really cool scenes. Probably a little bit too much CGI if you ask me, but yeah, I would absolutely recommend seeing it in theaters. So yeah, thanks for watching the first Raw vlog. Let me know what you think. We might do more of these, we might not. But I mean, hey, if you like them, leave a comment. Let us know. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Make sure though you tag your comment, or you let people know that there are going to be spoilers in the comments. I don't want anyone to be surprised when they go down and read. I can't imagine why there would be, but So yeah, stay tuned. There'll be more videos coming shortly, and I apologize again for being invisible essentially for so long, but I try as hard as I can to fit it in, and I appreciate your guys' support. So see you around.